one of the bigger TV phenoms of the past number of years was Stranger Things. I mean, Stranger Things kind of came out of nowhere. It looked, quite frankly, it looked like another little throwaway Netflix project when it came out. So people didn't quite know what to make of it. But the moment it dropped, people got completely enamored with it. Suddenly, the cast from the show were on Saturday Night Live and all this kind of stuff. And it became a total phenom. Then season 2, season 3. And it's been how long since season 3 came out? 2 or 3 years. It feels like 8 years.
I mean,
it's been
nothing came out in 2020, and that was a decade long.
Yeah. So it's a while ago that one came out. So we've got Stranger Things season 4 being broken into 2 parts because that's kind of just what, Netflix is doing these days. They're kind of working in, instead of dropping everything at once, well, Lucifer, which you were in, we'll drop part of it now and then part of it later, spread out the goodness. They're doing that with Stranger Things season 4.
And Ozark.
And they did it as well as with Ozark. And we know we've gotten inside reports that they're actually going to start experimenting even with just putting it out weekly from now on. But today, they dropped the first 8 minutes of Stranger Things season 4, part 1 is now out. And to a lot of hoopla, I saw some people excited saying, John, they dropped the first 8 minutes of season 4. I'm like, all right. So I went to watch it. It's great. It's great. It's great. Number one, it's great to see Matthew Modine back. I always like seeing Matthew Modine and that glorious head of hair that man has.
So fluffy.
So fluffy.
So fluffy.
I like seeing him in it. It's horrific. Of course, a lot of people refer to it as the 11 slaughter scene or something like that. It's intense. It's filled with tension, and you feel the horror of it as Modine is walking through the facility and stuff like that. And also they did something really cool in it without any dialogue. They showed at one point, the Modine character really cared about those kids, like a lot. Like, what was it? Was it 10?
10.
When 10 dies, like you can tell Modine is absolutely devastated and all that kind of stuff. And then somehow they digitally de-aged, I guess, 11 a little bit. And she looks horrifying in that. It looks great. I still am of the opinion, though, that I am not sensing the same kind of excitement for this season of Stranger Things as we did for, say, Stranger Things season 2, season 3. And I don't know if that's an issue of the series is starting to wear out its welcome, or the massive delay that we've had between the last couple of seasons. But again, none of that will matter once the show drops and whether it's good or not. So whatever, but I just know these first 8 minutes are great. Chris, you had a chance to see the first 8 minutes. Yeah. What did you think of them, and where's your anticipation level for season 4?
Oh, it's a brutal 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a real bloodbath there, and it's a little hard to watch because it's just a bunch of kids. Right.
Yeah.
So that's awful. But really, really, really great storytelling. You learn so much more about Modine's character without any dialogue too.
Yeah.
Setting the timer to do his crosswords, just those little moments too of just holding the kids' hands, having that interaction with the drawings and everything too. And it makes a lot of sense of why he's treated 11 the way he has, with a little bit more distance, a little more cold kind of towards her. The de-aging though, because the whole time I was like, 1979. This show takes place in 1985. What's happening? What's happening? It was a little jarring, in my opinion, to see very, very tiny 11 doing all of this. And I am really, really pleased that the show still included Callie. I think the young version of her is playing chess, I believe, at the table. The Kirkland X-Men number 8.
Right.
So I'm glad they're sticking to their story. We this is probably when Callie escaped and went off and did her own thing. I'm interested to see how all of this pans out into the greater picture here. Is this just to show us more of what 11 is capable of, or?
I think you nailed it. I think it was more not to show us, the audience, what 11 is capable of. I think you nailed it. It's to give us a much deeper understanding of why Modine's character, how he approaches her and how he sees her, and maybe why he's treated her the way he has over the years. I think that was a great observation. Thanks. Aaron, you had a chance to watch this morning. What did you think about the first 8 minutes of Stranger Things season 4?
I concur with what Chris said. I mean, it is very jarring to see the children specifically. And I don't know if it's because we become so numb in horror films to seeing adults getting slaughtered and brutalized and murdered, but there is something very jarring to seeing the children. And yes, there is that beautiful moment where Matthew Modine is holding the child really shows the difference in how we saw him previously interacting with 11, and really does, illuminate a little bit of why there is that disconnect. And I think for me, I love Matthew Modine. I think he's a phenomenal actor. And I always get confused. It was not Hamburger Hill, but Full Metal Jacket that Matthew Modine was in, right?
Oh, no, I
Right.
can't even remember.
I believe
It's Full Metal Jacket.
It was Full Metal Jacket, right, with Vincent D'Onofrio. I mean, such a brilliant movie. If you haven't seen Full Metal Jacket, it is also not necessarily a happy feel good movie, but a brilliant movie with a very young Matthew Modine, and I love his character in this, and I'm really excited about getting to see more of him. As far as the excitement level, honestly, I think it's just that there's so much to watch. I don't really feel a lot of excitement amongst people about anything because there's so much coming at us, whether it's from the film side or streaming or, new seasons. It's just, there's just a lot going on. It feels a bit overwhelming. And so for me, I'm just trying to take shows as I can and enjoy them for the entertainment value that they are supposed to bring, and just try not to get too overwhelmed by the sheer just the number of shows that there are to be excited about, this being one of them.
Well, guys, the question is for you. Did you have a chance to see the first 8 minutes of Stranger Things season 4? It's pretty intense. What did you guys think of it? Where's your anticipation level like for the show right now? Are you excited about it? Not so much. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Guys, we want to take a minute and thank the sponsor of this video, ExpressVPN. Now, you guys have all already heard about ExpressVPN. I've talked about it a number of times in my videos. It's the best way to protect your privacy online and to give you that security online that we all need. And there's another practical reason why viewers of this show love using ExpressVPN. Take Netflix, for example. You see, thousands of shows on Netflix are only available outside of the US, so you need to change your country if you want to access them, and ExpressVPN lets you do just that. Because what the ExpressVPN app does is it encrypts your data and reroutes it through server locations of your choice. This not only protects your data, but it also lets you control which country you want Netflix to think that you're in. ExpressVPN lets you choose from over 90 different countries, so every time you run out of stuff to watch, you can just fire up the app on your laptop or smart TV, switch your country, and hit connect. And once you refresh your page, you'll get a brand new selection of shows. It's just that simple. And those reasons and many more is why ExpressVPN is the #1 rated VPN provider by publishers like TechRadar and The Verge. So guys, visit expressvpn.com/Campea right now and get 3 extra months of their service for free. That's expressvpn.com/Campea. Go to expressvpn.com/Campea to learn more.